Today I'm going to show you how to make a yarn pom-pom using cardboard. It's quick, it's easy, and it's great for adding pom-poms to your crochet hats. To follow along, you're going to need some yarn, and you're going to need some sturdy cardboard, and you're going to need to cut 2 circles of the same size out of that cardboard. Then you're going to need a sharp pair of scissors. I've got 2 pairs here, one for my yarn and one for my cardboard. So let's hop on in to making our yarn pom-poms and cardboard cutouts. Before we start making our pom-pom, we need to complete our pom-pom maker. So here I've got my 2 cardboard circles, and as you can see, I've drawn a circle in the center of both of them that is approximately the same size. We need to cut our circles to be the same size that we'd like our pom-poms to be. And so for this, I just used the edge of a cup to trace my circle, and then I used a moisturizer stick to create the circle in the center. And so what we're going to do then is we're just going to take our scissors and cut that circle out on both sides. And I like to leave a little bit of a gap here, because the bigger the gap, the easier it is to wrap later when we're making our pom-poms. So I'm going to cut this out and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got my 2 circles cut out and they should look like this. And before we start, we want to take a piece of our yarn and we want to cut probably, I like to do about 20 inches or even longer. The longer it is, the more likely you are to not run out. So I'm just going to cut my yarn here and leave this tail. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our yarn tail, and this is going to be used to attach our yarn to, or pom-pom to, whatever we're attaching it to. So say a hat or scarf or whatever. And you're going to kind of place it in there and have it come out the end. Then you're going to place the other piece on top. Okay, then we're going to hold the 2 pieces together and let these yarn strands drop. Okay, now we're ready to start wrapping this to create our pom-pom. So I'm going to grab my yarn here. Now this first little bit, it can be a little tricky until you're used to holding these together. Come on now. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be easy and manageable for you, right? So whatever works. So I'm going to hold one side, put my yarn tail here, and I'm going to hold it with my... So then we're just going to keep wrapping this yarn around our pom-pom maker. We're going to work from one side to the next and back, and we want to wrap it pretty full. The fuller you wrap it, the fuller your pom-pom will be. So I'm going to just keep wrapping this around, and I'll meet you back here in just a moment to show you what we're doing next. All right, so I have finished wrapping, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut my yarn, and then I'm going to take my yarn tails that are in between the 2 pieces of cardboard, and I'm going to start a knot. So I'm not going to complete the knot, I'm just going to start it here. Then I want to hold tension on that as best as I can. And then I'm going to take my scissors and we're going to cut along the outside edge of my pom-pom. I just like to hold that a little closer. There we go. So we're just going to cut along the outside here. Now that I've cut a little bit, I'm actually going to finish my knot, because for a pom-pom this size, the more I cut, the harder it is going to be to handle and hold on my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my knot here, pull that as tight as I can, and then I'm going to hold these out of the way and continue to cut. Often if it's smaller, I find it's easier. You can just do that one first part of the knot, but when it's as full as this and as large as this, I have to make the knot a little early. So go with whatever you think is going to work for you and your pom-pom. So now that I've cut all along the outside, I'm going to grab the center point of the pom-pom here and I'm going to pull the pom-pom maker out. And here is our pom-pom so far. It's going to be nice and full. And now I've got that knot pretty tight, but it's not uncommon for this to be a little loose at the beginning here. So what I like to do is take my yarn tails and pull them through the pom-pom. You want to make sure that you push the yarn aside here so that way you get your yarn tails as close to the center as possible. And then tie another tie another knot on the opposite side. And again, you want to tie that as close to the center as possible. Double knot it if you'd like for a little added security. I'm going to take my yarn tail, pull them to one of the sides, and do another knot on that side. Again, pulling it as tight as I can to get it as close to the center as I can. And then pulling them to the opposite side and doing it one last time. These series of 4 knots I find help to make it a lot more secure. And if you've put all this effort into making a pom-pom, you don't want it to fall apart. All right, so here we go. And now you're just going to use your scissors and trim your pom-pom up. So use your scissors and shape and trim your pom-pom so it's nice and even. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back in just a moment. And here it is. Here is my finished pom-pom. I still have my yarn tails attached and it's ready to be attached to a hat or whatever project that I may be using it for. If you want to find out how to attach your pom-pom to a hat, I have a video for that here on the channel. Or if you'd like to learn how to make quicker, more consistent pom-poms, you can find my tutorial on how to use a pom-pom maker here on the channel as well. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please hit that like button and please consider subscribing to this channel. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm happy to help you. And if you like free crochet patterns, please check out my blog, theloopylamb.com, where I've got over 200 free crochet patterns, many of which have step-by-step video tutorials just like this one. Thanks so much for watching, friends. Happy crocheting, and I'll see you next time.